A very good morning, students. Welcome back to online session on Programming for Problem Solving course. In our previous session, we discussed the strings concepts, some of the string concepts like how we can declare a string, define a string, and how we can initialize a string, both in terms of fixed length and variable length. We had the discussion, and then after we also said that after storing a string into your computer's memory, the other thing is to manipulate it. Okay, we have to manipulate the string. Manipulation is nothing but changing the changing the string content by some means. That some mean is nothing but your string manipulation function, and in today's class we'll be discussing string manipulation functions. Okay, quickly I will go to that slide. So all these things we had earlier, like your strings, fixed length, variable length, then length controlled strings, delimited strings. C strings, we said they are delimited. String constants, how we can represent, that also we discussed. Declaring and defining strings, initializing strings, string input output like gets and puts functions. String and assignment operator, we said it is not possible to assign one string to another string because both string names represents the constant address. Okay, then we said in today's session we'll wind up the string manipulation functions, and with that we conclude your second unit. And for your mid exams, we said up to second unit we are considering, and already I have given the important questions from the first two units. First unit important LAQs, SAQs, and second unit important LAQs and SAQs I have already forwarded to you. See, whatever LAQs, SAQs we have selected, those things we have selected from previous year university question papers. So whatever preparation we do over here, it will not only constitute to your mid exams but also for your external exams. Okay, so string manipulation functions, unlike your regular type of data elements like your integers, your floating point double, long double, float, all these where we can simply do the data manipulation with the help of operators, isn't it? With the help of operators, like we have different set of operators like arithmetic operators, logical, relational, bitwise, different set of operators we have, and those set of operators we can apply only to the normal or primitive data types. Okay, but when it comes to the string, it is a collection. Being an array, it is a collection. So it is something which comes under derived data type. Okay, it is a derived data type. So we cannot apply those operators. Whatever we have operated on primitive types, we cannot apply them on strings. So in order to do the manipulation, if there are no operators, how we can do the manipulation in the sense, manipulation of strings in the sense, with the help of string manipulation functions. Okay, we have a set of library functions defined and coded inside your library files, header files. So in order to make them used in our program, what we have to do, simply include those header files into our program and use them. Okay, include those header files into our program and use them. So string manipulation functions are nothing but these are the predefined library functions. Predefined, why we are saying predefined means because they are defined by the developers. We are not writing any code for these string manipulation functions. Just like your printf, scanf, we remember the function syntax and we use them in our program. So as far as the coding related to this string manipulation functions is concerned, we remember these string manipulation functions and we use them in our program just by having the knowledge of syntax but not the coding knowledge. How to code those functions, it is not our concern, and we can do it. Coding also we can do it, but it is too early to go with that. Okay, being a first year student, it is too early to go with that. So what we do, just we remember the syntax of those predefined functions and we use them in our program. Okay, so remember like this. all string manipulation functions are predefined functions, nothing but library functions. They are, I mean, the code for these library functions is available inside two files. The first file is string.h and the second file ctypes.h. Okay, some of the functions we may find in strings.h and some of the functions we find in ctype.h. Okay, so among this list, this complete list, like we have string length, string cat, string copy, string compare, then string reverse. Only these five we discuss. One, two, three, four, and the last one is string reverse, that is five. Okay, these five, whatever I have numbered just now, they are available under strings.h, string.h header file. And we have another two, or we can say we have three basically. So first two, this two upper and two lower, these two are available inside ctype.h as I mentioned over here. There is another function like toASCII. toASCII, it is a character function basically. It will not operate on strings, it will operate on characters. Just to know the character, I mean ASCII value of a particular character, we use this toASCII function. Okay, so these string manipulation functions, basically they are helpful in manipulating the string. C provides different predefined set of string functions which are helpful in manipulating the strings. All they are like string length, string cat, string copy, string comparison, string reverse, two upper, two lower, and two ASCII. These functions we need to discuss, and with this we will conclude our today's session. So quickly we go with the first function, that is string length function. String length function, strlen, open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. This thing will indicate the function. Okay, this thing will indicate that whatever we have, whatever preceding it is a function. This particular thing, open bracket, close bracket, when we write, because for printf also we do the same thing, isn't it? Printf followed by open bracket we are doing, and for after writing the message again we are using closing bracket and then the semicolon. So this entire thing is a function, printf function. So likewise strlen, string length, is also a function. String len is a short form. Okay, the full meaning of this one is string length. And what it will do means it will simply count the number of characters present inside the supplied string. Whatever string you supply to this string length function, it will count the number of characters excluding the null character. Because in every string we said the last character will be the null character, delimiter, isn't it? So what this string len, strlen function will do means it will count only the characters, not the delimiter. It will count only the characters but not the delimiter, and it will list the number of it will count the number of characters we said. Okay, it will count the number of characters. So if you see the syntax of this function, okay, syntax of this function, see, as it is going to return the number of characters present inside your string, the return type is an, okay, integer. The return type of this strlen function is an integer. Return type in the sense what this function is going to return. What this function is going to return after performing its manipulation operation. Whatever manipulation it is doing with that supplied. Here we are supplying the string. So this is the input, and whatever we get, that is the output. So this is your input, and basically we give a string as an input. So this str, how many characters we have in this str, that count you will get inside this n. So this n will be the output and str will be the input. So for this function, the input is a string and the output is a numerical value, the size. Okay, the number of digits, the number of, we should not say digits, the number of characters, the count it will return. Okay, where n is an integer value variable which receives the value of the length of the string. Okay, whatever length the string constitute, that length we will receive inside this n. The counting ends at the first null character. I mean basically inside that string, I mean, where it will terminate the counting process in the sense when it sees the first null character. You may have more than one null character, isn't it? Inside a string, you may have more than one null character. So it will, where it will seize the first character, there only it will end its reading process. Okay, where it sees the first null character, there only it ends the reading process. So it will count excluding the number of characters. Sorry, excluding the number of null characters. Okay, the string length function returns the length of the string, that is the number of characters in the string excluding the null character. As I said, the last statement you can read, excluding the null character. If the string is empty, then the string length function returns 0. Even if you have a null string, even if you have an empty string, it will have a null, isn't it? It will have a null character into it. So that null character, it will not count, and it simply returns the size as 0. It will simply returns the size as 0. So quickly we'll see a simple program for this string length function. I will demonstrate the how that string length function will work with the help of a simple program. So I have opened the uh, IDE. I have opened the IDE, and now I'm going to write my program which will find the where I'm going to use the string length function to find out the length of my given string. So hash include stdio.h, then int main of void. Okay, then you put like this, and here you declare one string. Okay, first let us say length also, then you declare one string character str of. Here only I am going to initialize that string. Okay, so let us say programming. I am taking like this, programming. So then I am finding the length using length equals to strlen of str. Okay, put the semicolon at the end. Now print that length, printf. Okay, length 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 of string colon percentile d. Okay, comma len. Whatever length for the string you are going to have, that length you can get at that percentile d location. So okay, so what we are doing over here, we are using a predefined function strlen to calculate, to know the size of this str. Str is this one. Okay, to know the size of this, to know the number of characters present inside this str, to know the length of this str, we can say. So str, whatever length, how many characters, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 characters we are having into this str string. So that 11 characters that count will be stored inside this len, and that same len we are printing over here. So length of the string 11 you will get in the output. Save this program. So str example.c, I'm giving the name and saving. Program got saved. Compile it. Compilation, yeah, it is giving a warning. Yeah, when we are using this predefined function strlen, I told you that we have to include the header file string.h. That I forgot. Hash include string.h. So like this. Now save it. Again you go compile. Compilation, now it is successful. Run. See, the length of the string is 11 characters it is giving. Length of the string is 11 characters it is giving. So whatever length will hold, that same thing will be placed at this percentile d, as you can see. Okay, so this is how we can perform the string length function. String length. Okay, so then we have okay, our next function, which is string copy function. So what it will do, string copy, it will copy one string into another. Okay, copies the content from one string to another string, and here including the null character it will do. How it will copy, in the sense including the null character. The string copy function strcpy copies the content from one string to another string including the null character. Okay, so using assignment operator, we said it is not possible to copy one string into another. Using the assignment operator, it is not possible to copy one string into another. So we have to make use of the string copy function, strcpy function, which copies one string into another string, including the null character. So there are basically two types of string copy functions: basic string copy length controlled. Okay, basic string copy, the function, if you yeah, you have to remember this one: basic string copy strcpy, string copy length controlled strncpy. Basic string copy strcpy, it will copy the complete string from one string to another string. It will copy the complete string, as you can see over here. Basic string copy strcpy, what it will do: the basic string copy function strcpy copies the content from one string. Okay, one string, and that string we call it as from string. From this string only the content will be copied. So the name we have given here as from string, including the null character, to another string, to string. Okay, so here, yeah, you have to remember like this. The syntax, if you see, strcpy is my function. What it will do: it will copy the content from string to string, from here to here, second string to first string. Whatever content you have inside second string, that complete content will be copied into your first string, from string to string. If from string is longer, I mean, here different scenarios we are going to have. Let us say if your from string, if it is longer than the to string, okay, if it is longer than the to string, then the data in memory after to string is destroyed. Remember this one: whatever data we are going to have after the to string, it will get destroyed, because the from string length is longer than the to string, and you are simply copying the from string into to string. So the data after this to string, whatever we are going to have, that data will be destroyed. The destination string, whatever destination string, I mean, to string we are taking, whatever destination string to string we are taking, it should be large enough to store the data. Okay, to store the data from string. Remember this one. Okay, the destination string should be larger enough to hold the source string. Okay, if from string is longer than the to string, if from string, yeah, the same statement here it is repeating. The from string, if it is longer than the to string, the data memory after to string is destroyed. Okay, the function returns the address of the to string. Basically, it will return the address of the to string. Okay, so then the next thing, string copy length control. Here you can specify how many characters you want to copy from string into to string. Previously, in basic string copy function, it will copy the entire string. But in string copy length control, you can specify the number of characters, that I want to copy only 4 characters from the beginning, or I want to copy only 5 characters from the beginning into to string, from string to string likewise. Okay, string copy length controlled, strncpy, sorry, string copy length controlled strncpy function. What it will do, it will copy the content from one string to another, but it sets a maximum number of characters that are to be copied. So if you put the number of characters like a fixed size, it will copy only that many characters. Okay, so this function, the strncpy function, contains an extra parameter. Okay, what is this parameter? We'll study very soon. It will contain an extra parameter that specifies the maximum number of characters that can be copied at a time. Okay, strncpy from string to string, it will copy. Here you can see strncpy is my function name, and it will copy from string into to string, and here you can specify the number of characters. So if I say over here 3, it will copy only 3 characters from the beginning of the string. Okay, from string into to string. Likewise, if the actual size of from string is equal or greater than the size of parameter, then the size number of characters are copied. Even if you have more characters into your from string, if you have more characters than the specified size, only it will select the size number of characters. Whatever characters you are giving, whatever number of characters you are giving, only that many characters it will copy. Okay, if the from string size is smaller than the size parameter, the entire string is copied. If you have, I mean, if you have only 4 characters into your string and you're saying to copy 10 characters, then what it will do, it will copy 4 characters including the delimiter, and there only it will stop. It will not consider the extra size whatever you have given. If it is less, if the number of characters are less, it will simply copy that many characters, whatever you are specifying. But if your specified characters are more, if your specified size is more than the size of the string, then what will happen? The entire string will be copied. Okay, so quickly we see the two functions, strcpy and strncpy functions, and we'll see how they will work. Okay, so I'm going to write only one single program for these two, or yeah, it's better to have two different programs. Okay, so first we discuss the string copy function. String copy function. So here, as we said, we will take the names accordingly. So first string is from str, from string, and I have taken like this programming, and I'm taking my second string as uh, to string, to str, and let us say, because we cannot make it variable over here, we have to make the size fixed. I'm taking like 20 characters into that one, taking 20 characters into that one. Then what I have to do, I have to copy this from string into to string using string copy function. Okay, using string copy function, I have to copy the second string into from string. Okay, from string into to string. So strcpy, string copy of uh, to string, copy into to string from string. Okay, copy into to string from string. So now I want to print the entire to string. Previously to string, as you can see, it is empty. We have not stored anything, we have not initialized anything into this to string. Now when I put that to string on output string, output screen, what I will get, I will get the same programming I have to get, because programming I have initialized to from string, and the same thing I am copying into to string. So quickly go and compile. Compilation, it is successful, hopefully. See, very simple code, only 3 lines of code I have written over here. Okay, one to declare, define and initialize from string, to declare and define to string, and then using strcpy I am copying from string into to string, and the same thing I am outputting, same thing I am printing on the output screen. Compile, compilation successful, and when you see the output, you are getting the same thing. Programming, this programming we have initialized to from string, and now when you print with the help of to string, you will get the same programming on the output screen. Hopefully you understood. So the next thing we said, I mean next function we said strncpy. strncpy, what it will do, it will copy the number of characters from string to string. So strncpy, simply the same program I am modifying. Okay, my from string will be the same, my to string will be empty, and I am copying is to string from string into to string, and in the first case I am copying only 3 characters. Let us assume I am copying only 3 characters. So if you copy 3 characters from string into to string, how many characters it will copy? First 3 characters, pro, it should copy. It should copy pro. Let us see whether it will copy or what. Run. See, it is copying pro, only the first 3 characters from string into to string, and make sure this n is compulsory over here, because it is string copy length controlled. It is not basic string copy, it is string copy length controlled. So to have string copy length controlled, you need to have this n in between. Okay, n in between. So the next thing, let us say I'm copying like 5 characters from string to string. Okay, we know that we have 11 characters, I'm copying 5 characters. So when the size is less, when the size parameter is less, it will copy all the character. I mean, it will copy the number of characters, how many you specified. Because the size is 5, it is copying 5 characters. So let us say if I put size as 30, if I put the size as 30, then what will happen? If I put the size as 30 over here, because now you can see the size, it is more than the number of characters present inside from string. So what will happen? It will copy the entire string we set. It will copy the entire string. 11 characters it will copy, including the delimiter, and it will stop there itself. It will not consider 30 characters. So simply for our clarification to our statement, see, programming, it is copying all the characters, it is copying, and it is stopping there itself. It is not going 30 characters, it is not going up to 30 characters. It is copying the entire string and it is stopping there itself. If the size is less than the number of characters, it will copy the characters, number of characters whatever you specified. If the size, number of characters to copy, you specified more, greater than the number of characters, larger than the number of characters, then it will copy the entire string and stops there itself. Remember this one. This is string copy function. Okay. Then we have string compare function. So basically what this string compare function will do means it will compare two strings. It will compare two strings for equivality. Whether two strings are equal, not equal, how they are. It will simply give that one. Okay. So string comparison in the sense, let us say I have two strings. Let us say I have two strings. The first string is like, as I said, apple, and the second string I'm taking apple only. Whether these two strings are equal or what? They're not equal, isn't it? So how you will come to know? First it will compare A and A, then it will compare P and P, then it will compare one more P. Up to this they are equal, and again up to this L also equal. But when you seize the fifth character, here you have E and here you have L, there is a mismatch. There is a mismatch. So like this you will get two strings are not equal. Two strings are not equal. Two strings are not equal. But when you do the same thing for apple and apple, apple and apple, okay, here what it will do, it will compare A and A, same, P and P, same, one more P and P, it is also same, then we have L L, same, then we have E E, same. After this E E, you will have the delimiter here, delimiter here, delimiter, same. So it will simply do the comparison up to the delimiter in both the strings. It will do the comparison up to the delimiter in both the strings. When it sees the delimiters in both the strings and before the delimiter all characters are equal, in the sense it will simply print both the strings are equal. Both strings equal. Both strings equal. Like this type of message you will get. Okay. So this type of message you will not get. Basically it will return. It will return some integer value to indicate the string comparison. Okay, that we will see now. String comparison, again it is of two types: basic string comparison length controlled. Basic string comparison and string comparison length controlled. Remember these functions are very important. Basic string comparison and string comparison length control, two different types of functions we were having. Basic string comparison, strcmp function. strcmp function. So what it will do, it will compare the two strings until an unequal character is found or until the end of the string is reached. How it will do the comparison? The basic string comparison, strcmp function, compares the two strings until an unequal character is found, or until the end of the string is reached. Either it has to find an unequal character or it has to reach the end of the string. Okay. In case if it finds the unequal character, okay, if it finds, I mean, first we will see what happens if both the strings are equal. If both the strings are equal, this function returns a 0. This function returns a 0 to indicate both the strings are equal. If both the strings are equal, it will return 0. And if string 1 is less than, I mean, how it is going to check whether it is less than or greater than means, let us say yeah, first you will assume that string 1 is less than string 2, it will return less than 0 value. If string 1 is greater than string 2, it will return greater than 0 value. Okay, basically it will return the difference, what I mean to say. It is an advanced level concept, so simply remember like this. Okay, if both the strings are equal, if both are equal, both strings are equal, it will return 0. If str1 yani first string is greater than str2 second string, then it will return positive. Okay, if first string str1 is lesser than second string str2, then it will return negative value, positive value and negative value. Okay, how it will do that comparison? Let us say I'm writing only ABC. ABC is my first string. This is str1. Okay, and my second string I'm taking str2. I'm taking another ABC. ABC. So now my both the strings are equal. As you can see, my both the strings are equal. So when I do the string comparison, strcmp, sorry, my mistake, strcmp, string comparison of str1 comma str2. When I'm writing like this, what it will do? It will do the comparison between ABC, ABC. How it will do the comparison? ABC until an until an unequal character is found, or until the end of the string is reached. End of the string in the sense, in both the strings we are going to have the last character as delimiter. So it will compare this A with this A, both are equal. Then B with B, both are equal. Then C with C, both are equal. Then null character reached here, null character reached here. So both strings are equal. So it will return 0 over here to indicate the equalness of these two strings. These two strings are equal. In case if both the strings are not equal, then what will happen? We will see. Then str1 I'm taking like a b e, a b e. Okay, then another str2. It is an advanced concept, you don't have to remember all these things, but being a CSC students, it is good if you remember. Then I'm writing the second string like ABC only. Now I'm performing strcmp, string comparison between str1 comma str2. Like this I'm performing the comparison. So now at this case what will happen? In this case what will happen? So over here we have ABE, ABE we have here, ABC we have. It will start, then the delimiter, then the delimiter. Yeah, it will start from here. AA it will compare. Okay, then BB it will compare. Then EC it will compare. As you can see, EC they are not matching. E and C they are not matching. Then what will happen? If E and C they are not matching, then simply what it will do? It will return, it will check whether which string is greater, which string is smaller. It will check that one. As you clearly see, this E letter, the letter which is not matched, it will do the, it will check the greater letter. Here E we have, here C we have. Which one is greater? E is greater or C is greater? When compare the ASCII values of this E and C, E is greater. It is clearly seen that E is greater. So what it will do? It will return. This is string 1. This is string 1 and this is string 2. Second one is string 2. So as we said over here, you can clearly see that one. As we said over here, if string 1 is greater, if string 1 is greater than string 2, it will return a positive value. It will return a positive value. So here it will return a positive value. That positive value, what value it will return? The difference between E and C. How many letters difference we have? Okay, C, yeah, ABC when you are writing, see here, like this you do. A, B, C, D, E, F. Our concern is up to F, E only, so I'm writing up to F. So start like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, Positions you write 5, 6. Then the difference we are saying. So 5 is for E, 3 is for C. What is the difference? 2. That difference it will return. 2, and like a positive value it has to return. So plus 2 it will return. Plus 2 it will return. So same thing for same strings, same thing you do. Same thing, but in reverse order you do. strcmp, instead of keeping string 1 first, put string 2 first. str2 comma str1. So for our formula, now this will become str1 and this will become str2. In this case, what will happen? Yeah, it will do the comparison, and again there will be a mismatch. There will be a mismatch between ABC and ABE, because string 2 first we have taken. So string 2 first I am writing. Okay, then string 1. Okay, like this. So AA will match, BB will match, and then there is a mismatch between ABE and E and C. There is a mismatch. Sorry, here it should be C and here it should be E. Okay, there is a mismatch between these two. So E, first C we are writing, that is 3. Then 5, 3 minus 5, which is minus 2. Like this you will get a negative value. In case if str1, which is lesser than first string is lesser than second string, then you will get like this. Quickly, yeah, there is another one, string comparison length controlled. It is very simple. String comparison length controlled strncmp. Previously also we discussed string strcpy, strncpy. Here also same thing, strcmp, strncmp. It will, here you can put how many characters from both the strings you want to compare. Whether you, if you use the basic string comparison, it will compare the entire string, all the characters from first string to second string. Yeah, here you can make the specification. I want to compare only the first three characters. I want to compare only the first two characters. Likewise, you make the, you can, there is a flexibility that you can make the specification over here. So as you can see, the string ncmp, string comparison length controlled function. Okay, strncmp function, what it will do, it will compare the two string until an unequal character is found in a specified number of characters, in a specified number of characters. So if you say 2, it will check only 2 characters, first 2 characters. If you say 3, it will check only first 3 characters for match. Likewise, if first, I mean, even the strings are unequal, and if you have mentioned the size as 2 and those two characters are matching, it will return the both the strings are equal. Likewise, up to the size, if both strings are equal, it will simply returns the positive result. Okay, likewise, again here also the same thing. If str1, I mean whatever characters you are matching, in that if you find an unequal character, and if string 1 unequal character is greater than the string 2 unequal character, then it will return a positive value. And if string 1 character, the first string character, is less than the unequal character is less than the string 2 unequal character, then it will return the negative value. And if both the strings up to the specified number of characters, if both the strings are equal, it will simply return a 0 to indicate the equalness. Okay, hopefully you understood. So quickly now we have to demonstrate the working of these two, okay, two functions. Same program I'm making use of, string comparison, string compare, basic string comparison, and string comparison length control. So in this case, what I have to do, I have to initialize my second string as well. So that I am doing the initialization like same, I'm taking programming. Two strings are equal now. So now I'm comparing with my normal function, string cmp of, here you make it now no to string, no from string, str1. Okay, str1, here you make it as str2, str2. Likewise you make string 1, string 2. Okay, sorry, my mistake, str2, str1, str2. Now here also you do the comparison between str1 and str2. First we do with go with basic, so only like this I am comparing str1, str2. Then here what you have to do, take the values, take some integer values because we need to see int I comma j comma k, three values I am taking. So now what I am doing, string compare, basic string comparison length controlled. Okay, only one program I have written. So first I will check, I will take only one, and I will check how it will print. Okay, first I am keeping I equals to string comparison of uh, string 1 string 2, then print that value, printf, just to see what output you will get, just to see that percentile d, and print the I value. Okay, yeah, now as you can see both the strings are equal, isn't it? Both the strings are equal, so it should return 0. To indicate both strings are equal, the string comparison function should return 0. First we'll see that one, whether it will return 0 or what. Run. As you can see, you are getting 0. Both the strings are equal, so it is returning 0. Then we'll go with our example. Here we have done some example, right? So yeah, we'll go with first we'll do, then we will see. Okay, I'm simply changing my fourth character j, I am keeping like this. Programming, I am keeping over here programming. So here there will be a mismatch at this fourth character. So we will see what output we will get. Compare and run. See, positive 1 it is giving. Positive 1 it is giving. So that means, yeah, the first string is greater than the second string. Here I am keeping G and here I am keeping J. Okay. Now you see. Compare. Comparison is successful. You need to get negative. Yeah, -1. As you are getting -1. Okay. Just make more. I mean, like L here you take and see what value you are getting. Because this phenomenon is also different from compiler to compiler. Yeah, it is always giving a negative value. It is not giving the uh, how I how I said that it will give the number of digits. It is not going in that way. Rather, what it is doing, it is simply giving. Yeah, it is simply giving the positive value in case if the string is in case if the string 1 is greater than the string 2, and it is giving a negative value in case if the string 2 is greater than string 1. Okay, so like that you remember. Then we have yeah, the string comparison length controlled n. So here which character is not matching? Fourth character is not matching. So what I do in the first case is I want to do the comparison up to uh, uh, 3 characters. So both the strings should be equal. Up to 3 characters, both the strings should be equal. As you can see, up to 3 characters, both the strings are equal. P, P, R, R, O, O. Both the strings are equal. So I should be 0. Then I will print other characters also, like percentile D space percentile D. Okay, here I will calculate J, where I will print up to 4. So same function, the fourth character I will do the comparison. Same function, the fourth character I will do the comparison. So simply let me copy till this point and let me paste till that point. The fourth character when I include, then what will happen? And if I calculate all like here we have in programming 11 we have, right? So I am keeping like 30. Then what will happen? Then what will happen? So so our consideration how it should go. For the first case, string 1, string 2. String 1 it is having G, and string 2 it is having L, unequal character. But we are comparing up to 3 characters only, so I values should become 0. I values should become 0. Then coming to J, when we are doing the string comparison between string 1, string 2 up to 4 characters, then the fourth character it is mismatching, but string 2 it is having greater, string 1 it is having lesser. So you need to get a negative value, -1 over here. For J you need to get -1. For K, string comparison, string 1, string 2 we are doing up to 30 characters, means we are comparing all the characters. 30 means we don't have 30 anyhow, but it will go up to null character. But over here when it will find the unequal character at the fourth position only. For this also, at the fourth position only, it will find the unequal character, and string 2 is having the greater character, so you will get a negative minus 1 only. So here 0, minus 1 we are expecting. Just see what output you will get. 0, minus 1. Compilation successful, and when we execute, we got the same thing as you can see. 0, minus 1 we got. 0, minus 1. For this D, I value, that is 0. For this D, minus 1, that is J. For this D, minus 1, which is this K. So likewise, you can remember. Hopefully you understood this concept. So quickly, we go and we see what other concept we have over here. So go to the PPT. Okay, string comparison is also over. Now the string concatenation. String concatenation is nothing but joining two strings together. String concatenation is a function which appends one string at the end of the other string. The size of the destination string, I mean wherever you are storing the concatenated string, it should be longer enough to hold the resulting string. When you are joining two strings, the resultant string should hold the extra space to accommodate the second string. Okay, if it is not, the data at the end of the destination string will be destroyed. If the string is not having enough space to hold the result, then what will happen? Ultimately, the data will get destroyed. Okay, again, this concatenation we can perform in two different ways. Basic string concatenation, length controlled. Basic string concatenation, strcat. String concatenation, length controlled, strncat. You can see over here. strcat is the basic string concatenation function, and strncat is the string concatenation length controlled function. So in these two ways, you can remember this one. So whenever we are saying a particular function length controlled, simply n will come in the middle of that basic function. N will come in the middle of that basic function. So over here, what we said, basic string concatenation, strcat. So this function copies the second string at the end of str1. Okay, what it will do? At the end of str1, we are going to have the null character, isn't it? It will remove that null character and it will copy the second string entire as it is. Okay, at the end of the second string. Okay, so if yeah, the first string's delimiter will be replaced with the second string's first character. Okay, concept is very simple. I will explain over here. See, let us say if you have two strings. Okay, if you have two strings like this, str1 you are having, let us say apple. Okay, then str2 you are having, let us say orange. Like this, you have two strings. So how this first string will be stored in the computer memory? Yeah, like this, A, P, P, L, E, null character. Then how this second orange will be stored in computer memory? O, R, A, N, G, E, null character, like this. So what this strcat of str1 comma str2 basic string concatenation will do, in the sense it will join this second string at the end of first string. So whatever result you are going to get of this operation, you will get like this: A, P, P, L, E. After E we have delimiter, right? At the location of delimiter, at the place of delimiter, the second string will be joined. So O will come. O, R, A, N, G, E, and then the null character. So this complete string will become, this complete thing will become as a single string. It will simply join the second string at the end of your first string, at the end of this first string, and this delimiter will be removed, and you will be having, after joining, you will be having only this particular delimiter, and this complete result will be stored inside this str1. It will be stored inside this str1, and str2 will remain unchanged, intact. It will remain as it is. It will remain, only the first string will be modified. Okay, remember this one. And strncpy, there is another function, strncpy. NCPY. So see, here you can read this point for your understanding. The resulting string length is the sum of the length of first string plus the length of second string. The function returns the address pointers to the resulting string. Yeah, okay. So the delimit, okay, yeah, this is something. Then the concatenation length control, string concatenation length control, it will only copy the number of characters you will specify. What it will do, it will join from the second string, it will take only the number of characters which you specify. It will not copy the entire string at the end of the first string. It will not copy the entire second string at the end of the first string. It will copy only the number of characters. For our case, if I took the size as, let us say, if I took the size as over here strncat string string concatenation length controlled, then I am specifying string 1, string 2, then 4 characters. Let us assume like this I have taken. Then what it will do, it will take only the 4 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 characters it will copy into this first string. So you will get apple followed by ORAN delimiter. GE it will not copy because we set to copy only 4 characters, so it will copy only 4 characters. So like this is string concatenation length control. Quickly we see the example on these. See, everything it is important over here. So now we no more need these things, so I'm removing that one. So my string 2 is programming. I'm taking string 1 as, okay, I'm taking string 1 as Java, string 2 as Java, okay, or else take like this. Here you put programming, and here you take Java. So now what I'm expecting to copy the second string into first string. Okay, so here what I will do, string concatenation, basic string concatenation, string 1 we have, string 2 we have. Here no need of taking this size. String 2 also we have, string 1 we have. So now I'm expecting to copy basic string concatenation, string cat of str1 comma str2. As I said, the result will be stored inside the first string. We will see by printing both the strings, we will see. So first what I will do, puts of str1, okay, then puts of put string of str2, both the strings I am printing. So we will see what it will do. So let me just compile this program. Okay, compilation, it is successful. Execution, as you can see, we are getting string 1. When we are printing string 1, we are getting like Java programming, because we said the result, whatever concatenation it is doing, it will join the second string to the first string only, and second string will remain unchanged. That you can see over here, because in the first line I am printing string 1, so we are getting Java programming. It is copying this programming complete thing at the end of this first string, and second string it is unchanged. As you can see, programming only we are getting. When you are printing str1, you are getting this complete thing, and when you are printing str2, you are getting only this much. Okay, this will explain that thing. Yeah, string concatenation length controlled we have. So I just want to copy here we have to pass another character. From these 11 characters I want to copy only 5. Let us assume I want to copy only 5. So now what will happen, simply see that one. Compilation, it is successful. Execution, as you can see, okay, from the first string it has taken all JAVA. From the second string it is taking only PROGR. How many characters? 5 characters. PROGR, 5 characters only it is taking from the second string. Why it is taking like that? Because we set to take only 5 characters. Size we specified using string concatenation length controlled, size we specified, so it is taking only 5 characters. So if you say 10, it will take only 10. If you say 30, it will take the entire string, because 30 is more than the number of characters present over here. So that we will see quickly. So if I say over here 10, then it will ignore only this G, I guess, because we have 11 characters over here. Okay, quickly you see what output you will get. Compilation, it is successful. Execution, as I said, it is skipping only that last character G. As you can see, Java program min, it is printing, G it is not printing. But the second string, it is still unchanged. It is programming only. Okay, so go over here and make 30. Ask it to concatenate 30 characters from the second string. What it will do, it will concatenate the entire string. Because we don't have 30 characters, it will concatenate the entire string. So Java programming, it is concatenating programming, and the second string, it is still unchanged. It is programming only. So like this, you can remember the concatenation functions, string concatenation. Okay, then the last function what we have over here is string reverse function inside this string.h. Inside this string.h, we have the last function as string function, string reverse function. It will operate only on one string. So let us say I'm taking, okay, let us say I'm taking my second string as, sorry, only string as, okay, str, I'm taking str1 equals to uh, like this. Okay, then I'm applying my string reverse str rev on str1. What it will do, it will simply reverse that string. Whatever string we are having inside this, it will reverse it and it will store into it only. Okay, so after this, if you puts str1, what you will get, the output in reverse you will get, the output in reverse you will get. So how it is, dabare dyh, like this you will get, like this you will get the complete string in reverse order you will get. So quickly go to the slide and see what you have over there. After string concatenation examples, string reverse. Okay, so the string reverse function, what we said, what it will do, it will reverse the given string, it will reverse the content of the given string. So the string reverse function takes the string and reverse it and places the reversed string in the given string only. Whatever string you are supplying, over there only it will print, it will put the reversed string. So quickly go and see. Okay, so I will take only string 1, and in that string 1, what I am doing, I am storing this entire thing. Okay, Java programming, complete thing I am storing into that, and string strrev of str1 I am saying, str1 I am passing, then print the str1. So what it will do, it will simply print the complete string in reverse order. Just check that one. Compilation is successful, then run it. See, the complete string in reverse order it is printing, G N I M M A R G O R P, then A V A J. Like that, it is printing the given string in reverse order. So this is string reverse function. Very simple to understand, very simple to remember. String reverse function, it will simply reverse the given string and stores that string into the same string identifier. Okay, so the next thing, we have two upper and two lower functions. We have two upper and two lower. These two upper and two lower functions, to use, we have to include the ctypes.h, another header file, ctypes.h. Two upper, what it will do, we said it will convert the given string characters into uppercase. It will convert the given string characters into uppercase and stores the result into the given string only. Okay, if the string characters are already in uppercase, let us assume if all the characters are already in uppercase, it will not do anything, it remains the same. Don't think that if we give in uppercase it will convert into lowercase, it will not do like that. To upper function, it will convert the given string characters if they are in small, if they are in small alphabet, it will convert it into uppercase, and in capital after alphabets it will convert. If the string is already in capital alphabets, it will not do anything, it will simply returns the same string. Okay, to character, to upper function, I think it is a character function, it is not a string function, it is a character function. So whatever character you supply, it will simply convert that character into uppercase, it will convert that character into uppercase. And if the character too lower, If the character is in uh, what we call smaller, it will convert into upper. Okay, it is a character manipulation functions, they are not string manipulation functions. Up to this only string manipulation functions, up to string reverse they are string manipulation functions. But when we talk about this two upper, two lower, two ASCII, they are character manipulation functions, and they will take the characters and manipulate it. They will operate on characters. Okay, so two upper, what it will do, it will convert the given small character into upper character, small case character into uppercase character. Two lower, uppercase character to small case character. Two ASCII returns the ASCII value. Returns the ASCII value. ASCII in the sense numerical value. Numerical equivalent of the given character value. So one by one we check all. So first what I will do, I will declare a character over here. Character, let us say I am storing into CH and I am taking small a. Okay, using directly you print, no need to go for another line, directly you print here itself. See, printf of, take space, percentile C, because I am printing character, percentile C, comma, ch, or we can say 2 upper of ch, like this. First we will see how it will respond, and if there are any corrections to do, that we will do accordingly. I'm removing this and I'm removing this. So now you save it, compile it. See, we are getting an error over here. It is saying the function 2 upper does not exist. Okay, undefined reference to, acha, printf. Here printf is mistake. Save it now. Yeah, we are getting, because 2 upper, it is also there in stdio.h. It is also there in stdio.h. That's the reason why we are not getting any error. Okay, as Dev CPP, it is an advanced compiler. If it is giving an error, then only you include ctypes.h. If it is not giving error, just go with it. Okay, so now you run it. As you can see, I have given the small letter over here a, I'm getting the capital letter a. Okay, I'm getting the capital letter. Let us quickly take the capital letter over here, capital A. Okay, now as I said, it won't affect anything, you will get the same thing. It won't change anything, it will, you will get the same thing, capital only. Okay, so when you have the capital, simply make this function as to lower, lower, to lower function. So now you check, compile, compilation successful, then run it. See, capital letter I have, to lower function, what it is doing, it is converting that capital letter into small letter. It is converting that capital letter into small letter. So like that you can remember. So the next thing, take the small letter for to lower function. I am taking small a, and let's just quickly see what output you will get. So it will remain the same, it will not change anything. So you will get small a only. Okay, small a only we are getting. And the last function, that is ASCII to ASCII. These three are character manipulation functions. Remember this one. Two upper, two lower, two ASCII, they are operating on characters. They are not operating on strings, as we have taken, as we have declared character over here. Single quotations, you have to remember. This A is a character, it is not a string. And whatever functions we are discussing now, they are operating on characters only. They are not operating on strings. To ASCII. To ASCII to get the ASCII equivalent of this character A. ASCII value in the sense numerical value. American National Standards Institute for Information Interchange, something abbreviation is there. So they have standardized all the characters. Yeah, A only you are getting. I think there is some mistake. Yeah, because we are printing over here, when you are converting into character, just print the equivalent integer value. Don't print the character value. If you print the character value, you will get A only over there. So just print the numerical value, percentile D, integer value you print. Now you will get the ASCII. A equivalent 97. A's equivalent is 97. Like that you have to remember. All the characters you have to remember in that way. Hopefully you understood. See, we discussed like 5 string manipulation functions: string length, string copy. In that string copy we have basic string copy length controlled. Then string comparison. In that string comparison, we have two basic string comparison length controlled. Then finally the string concatenation. In that string concatenation, two functions, basic string concatenation length controlled. Then finally the string reverse function we discussed. So totally 5 different string manipulation function types we discussed. Then 3 character manipulation functions or character functions, that is 2 upper, 2 lower, 2 ASCII we discussed. All these 8 functions are very, very important. They are predefined functions. Their functionality is predefined. Their coding is predefined by the developers. Just we have to include the proper header file into our program when you are using these string manipulation or character manipulation functions into our C program. Hopefully you understood this concept, and with this we are concluding your second unit. Okay, we are concluding your second unit, and hopefully if I give one more lecture, that will be from third unit only. Okay, thank you very much, students.